Hello everyone. I want to explain some things about the compensation study and how that will affect you. Before I do that, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for the compliments we get every single day and for the great work you're doing. So with that done, let me get to the point about the compensation study. I think all of you know we did one. And just to review why we did that, we hired an unbiased outside firm and a firm with expertise in doing that. They had the tools, the skills, the experience, and the process to look at what we pay people and how fair that is compared to what similar entities pay for similar jobs, and also just how our jobs relate to each other and other jobs that are similar. Just to be clear, the whole process, if you ask questions, you'll find that the answers actually involve a lot of specialized terminology. So every industry has their own language, and so this was pretty unfamiliar to us. And so if you ask questions, you may hear things with terms we don't use normally. The last time we did such a study here, to the best of my knowledge, was about 20 years ago, so it predated me. It was entirely unfamiliar to us, and the people who worked directly with the company were Christy and me. It did result in a report and lots of recommendations, and an internal committee looked at that report, and some of the things we took just the way they were recommended. Other things we adjusted because we know our organization better than they do. And then we have a few things still to do. For example, there are some job titles that we need to want to change, want to clarify our job title structure. And small council will be working on that. But those things that are left to do don't affect what I think you really care about the most, which is what will you be paid next year? And our raises for next year are what I would consider to be sort of a medium level raise, 2.5%, which is not as high as we've had sometimes, but better than some years. And because a lot of things are happening with the study, we want to make sure that you understand exactly what it is that you'll be paid. So you will receive an individualized letter. It will show your hourly wage for this year as well as for next year and explain some things that are changing. For example, the level numbers that we've had, there will be a different level numbering system. And so that will be explained in the letter you get. Just to summarize the report that we got, in general, in terms of how fairly we pay people, we got about an A-, which I would consider to be a really good grade. And they did adjust some positions for in terms of the level of those positions relative to other positions. They also suggested that we go to pay ranges rather than a step-based pay scale, and we are taking that recommendation, even though I know that that will be quite an adjustment for us. And because of those pay ranges, one of the things, or I guess that ties into that, is that the pay ranges, the new pay ranges, will be a little lower in terms of the maximum pay for people who stay for a very long time, very long-term employees. And we, as the committee that looked at this, really struggled with that because we value you, our loyal employees, and we want to pay attention to the market and to also keep in mind that our financial situation going forward is going to be more challenging than it's been. And so anyone hired in 2025 or sooner will have the same maximum pay for their current job that they would have had under the STEP system. People hired in 2026 or later will have a smaller maximum if they stay and become long-term employees. And that is true as long as you remain in the same position. If you apply for a different position in the library, then of course you would know the pay range maximums when you to consider when you applied for a position. Once you read the letter, if you have in-person questions that just would be better for an in-person conversation, Christy and I will have some appointments available for that. There'll be information in your email about that. And we'd be happy to sit down with you and answer your questions. Again, thank you. Thank you, too, for your patience in waiting for information on this. I know it's been a while coming. So thanks very much, and we'll do our best to answer questions that you have.